Alright, I guess we can keep this going. I plan to record this as a VoD as well, so let me just unmute things. Alrighty. Hello, hello, and we're gonna get started with our Low Tide Save VoD review. Better late than never. I am here with Boopy, one of the members from Smoothie that you may know from, obviously, Smoothie, who made their run at LTC, coming second place, going down to only Starburst, it feels like at this point. And I guess Boopy, for people who don't know you, whether if they're here live or VoD, just tell them a bit about yourself, just so they know a little bit more.
Yeah, just like Custom said, I'm the captain for Smoothie. I am awesome plus two. I played only Splash. What a fun weapon. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it.
No, that's pretty much it. Smoothie, I feel like underrated, but in my opinion, just making it that far, I feel like you guys definitely showed who you are a lot more on such a big stage like LTC. It was honestly
Mhm.
great to see, even though I wasn't there myself. It was definitely fun, great to watch, because you definitely only lost one game to like really high level teams, and you swept like pretty much a contender for like NA at this point, last resort, which is really impressive from my perspective, and I bet you anyone would say the same.
Well, to be fair, they also were playing with Slacker, their
So,
coach, instead of Mecha, their normal fourth. So
oh, I see. I was wondering who Slacker was at the time as well. I was like, who's Slacker? Is this just some random sub they pulled up or something? Like, I don't know who this guy is. But at least now we know.
true, true.
So for this, it'll be a few games from each set in the losers round. It'll be one or two from each set from Last Resort, Cherry Limeade, and Sonder. And we'll kind of like speak our thoughts, kind of like pause here and there, and we will get on our way. So our first game, Tower Control, Inkblot. I would say most comps at this point stay relatively the same. So I guess for people watching, this is for patch 3.1.1, so none of the nerfs have really happened to Neo Splash or Machine or Stamper. So that's why you still see these
See, all
builds.
three on our comp.
You see Machine, Stamper, and Splash. Exactly.
Yeah,
Neo Splash still has 190, I think. Or no, it still has two. Is it 200 or 190?
200. Yeah.
Okay, it still has 200 ink strikes. Stamper still does not consume a whole lot of ink, and Machine has not lost its 5 frames. They massacred Machine. But anyways, we will get going to
Personally,
this.
I was here in the machine there.
Ah, I was here
I
when Machine. That should be like a T-shirt. That should be a T-shirt. I was here when Machine was nerfed. Oh, jeez. Anyways, we will get started.
But Haya is now in with that Stamper. No other surprises coming out. Prochar coming out with the blaster though.
Let's say I remember saying like you guys just really wanted to take care of the flank on the right, just like get that out of the way, just so it slows down the push.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Um,
I would say it kind of gives up a lot of mid just because you do commit so many people down there. I guess if you think of it that way.
I mean, it does give up mid, but the thing with Inkblot Tower is that you just have to play on the left and right side of the map if you want to take mid in the first place. So it's just like trying to split up where you are versus just piling one side and hoping to catch them off guard, which happened to us here actually.
Yeah, they kind of did that actually, just to follow up, just because everyone kind of dove on Arashi, just let everyone else just pile driving.
Viper comp up to this point.
Yeah, and if we watched yesterday, if you saw when Last Resort had one of their pool games on stream,
Yeah, Storm gets one or gets 2 or 3 or something like that.
On both teams already.
Yeah.
We see Last Resort making quick work of this, getting to the first checkpoint, continuing to get more players here on Smoothie. We see Slacker pushing up with that.
And the stagger kind of happens.
Rolling through that first checkpoint just under 30 seconds.
Yeah, Last Resort not wasting any time going to that second
At this
checkpoint.
point, we should have played a lot slower for bats.
Yeah, just kind of like poking just to get them out of there, because you know, just based on what they run, like they're gonna want to catch you off in there, and that's just primarily the space they want. Because at this point in time, I guess you could say like all of you are respawn, you are regrouping.
Yeah.
And you would want to regroup from bats or bunker or whatever you want to call it, or booth. I don't know why I said bunker, but I call it booth. But anyways, they would want to know you want to regroup here, so you gotta take precaution definitely.
Yeah.
Critical one to get across. If Araji can stay alive,
Yeah, that
it's gonna
kind of
be
punished
critical. Takes
very
Boopy
well.
down with them. Can they find a way to clear this second checkpoint though? Smoothie only has a couple of players left alive. Make that one.
Yeah, I would
player.
say that was a
GG
bit
Dance
rushed
being
at the start.
delayed, and that second
Yeah,
checkpoint is gonna
it
fall.
was
Yeah, at that point,
100%.
it's basically a soft wipe, but a lot of these players kind of staggering coming in now to just Slacker alive on the tower.
Definitely the double really helped.
Yeah, they were not ready for me to drop them
So
at
not
all.
quite the
It was
opening
kinda
start that
just
Smoothie was hoping to have.
I just want to comment.
Yeah.
being able to-
You know, if Last Resort have
Yeah.
Not being able to take close range fights.
I would like to come out strong.
That's what you gotta do. It's kind of like, that's what I try to say to people as well. It's like you gotta take those like unexpected plays or like those unexpected initiatives or solo plays, because people don't see that coming a lot of the time. Like they don't expect you to drop. Like it just becomes unpredictable at this point.
Especially because a lot of the time the focus is like on team play and playing with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like you still have the option and the ability to make solo plays, and they can still work.
Oh yeah, and you're just able to like push up really far like right off the bat, even though you're just one person.
We got Haya ready to go with the Zipcaster, and Chara getting taken care of as well as a
They do still take the tower though, which is,
because
but you clear it, which is fine.
Haya had to come all the way back. He was in a great position.
There was
to
just a
push. I
flank
guess
that
they
got
weren't with
called
the
out
tower,
late
though.
there.
Yeah, you know, when you kind of have some of your players staggered like that, it can make it a little tricky. And now we see Haya trying to push up and take down.
And there it
Chara
goes
there.
happening again.
Is there a slight buzzing, or is that just on my end?
They are now using the Zipcaster, trying to push forward. Two
Can you
players
hear it
down
through me?
on Last Resort.
Pardon?
Is it like from me?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, I can try to turn off my fan maybe?
It might be your fan. Fan ruins VoD review. Okay, thank you, Storm. No buzz. That's okay. At least it's only me hearing Boopy. I thought it was like the recording buzzing, but I think everything should work now, Boopy. I think that works, or is everything should be good?
Once again, trying to push
Okay,
forward
it's
as
still
well,
there.
and two players are
Okay, I think it's just me hearing it. I don't know.
Yeah, Storm didn't hear it. So
Okay.
maybe it's just
Okay, I just re-plugged in my headset, so I think that kind of fixed it.
okay.
I think it was just a
No,
me
no.
thing. Sorry about that. But I think at this point we're now just getting into your transition or
on
counter.
both sides, but this tower's still going to
Nope,
be
Arashi
now
kills me.
going back to mid as Last Resort able to hold on. But
And I think next time you push around, like you kind of recognize that's just what he does when you want to push. So I
I mean,
guess
the issue was is that the flank kept getting called out late, so we were all late in reacting to it. So
yeah, but like in most
by the
cases
time
you
the
could say,
flank finally got called out early, we were able to actually set up.
Oh, yeah.
Nice splat right there.
but like you can initially say, oh, if he's just going to keep doing that, just have someone like pinch the right side, or like you can,
Yeah.
because you have options to either cut off that flank or just to go on plat.
And ignore it.
By Balloon, able to take care of one player, but being the last one left alive.
I'd say Balloon here stalls really nicely.
Last Resort's gonna get control mid off of this.
Yeah,
Like
they
that's the
are
thing with
now
specials as
where
well.
they need
Like
it.
you're not just meant to
Yeah,
kind of like hold,
once
like use it like to stall, use it for
still trying to
other
push in,
things
but it
besides
looks like, I
just
mean, Smoothie's still
painting
able
or
to
wanting
hold
to
on.
get a
That
kill
was
with it.
really nice whittle dodge, able to not to take
Because
it
like 9
down.
times out of 10 that's not going to
Towers are gonna be
happen
taken
unless you
by
actually have
Smoothie.
a
Two
lot of
players
pressure.
down now on Last last resort.
Yeah,
as
especially
they are
Booyah and
now
Crab are really
approaching,
powerful
looks
for
like
that.
this checkpoint getting further than where they were
Like if you
before,
pop a
being pushed out
crab,
pretty
you
far.
stall the game for
Still
easy.
trying
Yeah,
to
you
get some
stall,
picks,
you
but
stay
we see
alive.
the crab coming
Poker
out by
crab is gone,
storm.
you
This
know?
is a good push for Smoothie, but yeah,
It just makes staying alive that much
still
easier.
trying to hang in there.
I just want to
They
comp.
had the
Oh, whoops! I
Boopy had
cut forward way too far.
pretty far. Still trying to get some picks, but now we see the crab coming out by storm. This is a good push for.
That's it. I love this play here. Even though storm crabs, everyone ignores the crab because the crab here is just focused on tower, and then you guys just go for everyone else. It's like screw the crab, just kill everyone else because that crab can't be a threat if you don't don't go into line of sight or line of fire or whatever. Because Storm just wants to stop the tower at this point. Like that's all he wants to do.
Yeah.
So if his line of sight is tower, that just leaves the other ramp just to rush whoever else is in booth if it's favorable for you guys. Because I guess in this
Because of
situation,
how far up we are, like at this point, we can back up. So really, our only option here is to commit and hope we find those picks.
yeah, because like Storm's just going to catch you off. You just fall straight back at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, last resort.
And then the crab dies.
Take it down, Storm here. Now here's the question: can they?
And again, I guess this is another thing as well for lower level players. Like the higher level does a lot more riskier plays, like kind of like that, or like riskier initiatives, where it's like, oh, I feel like I should fall back because there's a crab and 3 in bunker. But like taking that risk was worth it, definitely in that situation. Those are just the sort of plays that have to happen in order to get things to work. Like that's just what differentiates people. And then the specials just become super overwhelming for them. They don't get any picks though, which I feel like kind of went or didn't get like the greatest use.
Out of nowhere, but Boopy is still alive, and players are jumping to him. They're not giving up on this push.
No, they really want to try and extend this push.
If someone was like still in the booth, I feel like those strikes or whatever else there was would have been a bit better. Just because that clears that space out, and you could have just cut those people off that are running straight at tower.
And that's what we tried. Like I know that I was still up there the entire time. But they just 2 or 3 rushed to tower and got 2 kills off of it. So we just weren't able to hold.
I guess if you think about it, if you're able to trade back in some sort of way, that just stalls out mid. Like even if you get like 1 or 2 people, like that still makes it 2v3 in mid just based on everyone being already like where blue and high are. Like it's just a 3v1 mid already, and like they can't force anything.
At mid, I think it was a sacrifice they were willing to make.
Like at that moment, they're probably more focused on tower, if anything.
Getting more map control towards mid. They are trying to build up some of these specials, and it looks like here we go. We see Haya once again coming in clutch, getting a pick, but no, not before going.
Yeah, that one pick like stalls out the push.
Coming in, can they get the last one? They are alone. They do get one. Not much more map control.
And that's just the beauty of skirmishers when they just flank like that.
The most awkward angle. I didn't even know those 2 little
Like skirmishers.
right there,
entire life.
you can't
Yeah.
park a hammer in between them. Now, a minute left to go. Smoothie does have the lead. The good news for Last Resort, though, they don't have any checkpoints in their way. They just got to get onto the tower and move forward. The problem is
Now they're just kind of like desperate at this point.
To the tower right now. They're
Yeah.
going to fight on the enemy plat, and they're riding the tower. They're looking to add to their
Because really, they just keep
lead.
us going
With
1 or
the
2
last
down
player left
constantly,
alive,
so
they're
they're
in
just
Yeah.
never able to.
do just that.
Yeah, now Storm.
And like now they're just playing it safe, so now you know you can just go really aggro, and like they can't really do much. Like they're giving up so much space.
But this tower is going to get to this 3rd and final checkpoint as Dan hops on. Going to have to hop back.
Of course, the crab doesn't help anyone's situation. But
Slacker coming up the side, trying to take them down, and it's going to be a trade. But at this point, that's only going to help Smoothie, who has 1 player alive now. It looks like
And now we have
will
lasted
an
defense.
opportunity to try and push this out, as one of the members from Smoothie not able to jump out.
You got a whole 3
This will
points.
be Last Resort's push.
a whole 3 points from that push. Yeah, I got pushed to 16. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
To find a way to get back that lead. They got 3 specials built up. It's just the blaster.
And they crab really early. I guess like Popcom comments on this as well. It's like they use crab early because they think they're going to stay alive long enough to get another one.
Well, to me, like, it felt like they wanted to pop that crab to try to get someone onto plat.
But like
no one on their team was ready to get onto plat.
because Slacker was also in a crab, Chara was on tower, and Arashi was also on tower. And
Yeah,
you guys
like,
were
there was
you
no
guys were
one
pretty much on
stuck
bunker.
in a spot to get the plat, so the crowd was just wasted.
And that was just kind of free paint at that point. Is what that crap was.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Yeah, and then everyone just kind of like dives tower.
Specials a little bit too early and Smoothie holds on.
Yeah, a little bit too early, but in those situations.
But to say, besides like their first push at the very start, you guys are in control of the game, like practically. The rest of the, I would say like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, it was pretty much just one of us coming up with a pick,
And then
then
just
them not resetting fast enough, or them not trading it out fast enough to like stabilize.
yeah, and then like it helps you guys regroup a lot faster, or just hold like a key point of the map. So say like mid or like their like the end of their choke or whatever.
Mhm.
But that is the last resort game. I believe our next one is a cherry limeade one.
Cherry limeade.
I believe. It is the Museum Clam Blitz. I always wanted to talk about this because Museum Clams is either
really play in the moment there. You have to use your special
really
abilities to
aggro
try and
or
Nothing happens.
or nothing happens just because everyone stalls out plat.
Mm-hmm.
But this is definitely a game where a lot happens. I guess we can kind of go over that as well. And yes, Storm, it is my headphones. I'm so sad. It happens every few minutes, but it is what it is. But we will move on to Clamblitz Museum against Cherry Limeade, the infamous,
Actually, they're 4-0 on
I guess,
stream
lower
today.
level new meta team. I don't know.
It seems that you and I have been commentating. They haven't been losing at all.
Whatever you
Cherry
want to call
limeade does a lot of
Is that a
branding,
Slosher Deco? Is
Yeah.
that-
so a lot of
is
the
that
lower level
tournament
people know
legal?
them
We're
as
gonna
opposed
see-
to other higher level teams.
I know no one knows new meta, and then it's like, oh, everyone's like, oh, Cherry Limeade, oh, oh my god. But anyways,
Zipcaster come out there from Pika with the Slosher Deco. You know, we did see it earlier today from a few of the players that have been on
Okay.
stream, but like you mentioned,
in
not
neutral, everyone's just kind of like
really
stalling
great
specials just because mid is so,
um,
I
for
would say,
Zipcaster.
it's not the greatest mid to fight in.
Oh, no. You don't fight in mid on
Unless you have like 2 down, you don't.
Museum. No, you throw 4 specials at mid and hope one of them gets a go.
We see the
Which
same
is kind of what
sort
happens.
coming from that. But
True.
you know, hey, I am all for this. I'm all for this pop.
I forget that the line marker is even a thing in this game, but that is the
I-
sub-weapon
it was an
or
even
kit
trade,
of
so
the
I guess
Slosher
kinda like
Deco.
your
We'll see if that
concept.
does
Everyone throw
play
2
into
specials,
what
everyone went 2
says
down.
player jumps out.
Yeah.
Oh, how did
Are you-
no way?
And the hammer happened. I call BS on that.
No,
That looked
you know
short.
what? Give credit to that. That was no way that was calculated.
No, I
don't
think it like
accept-
clipped the corner of the wall and then the
It looked like, I would say it looked like it hit the ground before it hit like the lower level. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think it just clipped the corner and then because of the weird hitbox it still killed me.
Prim.
I think
But they
people
said-
accept it, though. They're gonna be
Yeah, and
on-
this is like, I guess the thing where we talk about Museum just kind of being a stalling map. Like you're just able to hold plat so easily.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, back into
As
mid.
soon as they
As of
weren't
right
able to
now,
follow it
Smoothie
up
has
with
a
like
clear
an
advantage. One
instant
is gonna go
kill,
down.
they
Now it's
just
gonna be
essentially
one alive
can't
from Cherry
get
Limeade.
to
Gonna
us.
be jumping out.
Like you just
This
gotta
will
be in
some
a
more
constant
map
stagger
control.
pretty much
Really
just to
no
get
players
Museum to
on the
work.
side of either team
Yeah.
at this point, but slow and steady. That's how you play claim, but to trying to get the lane. They're really trying to push up and get some of these claims.
But yeah, I'd say it was a bit early. No one was really set up.
Now forming a power come, gonna be throwing it upward.
But the difference with this, now you guys get constant picks and you have specials right on plat.
A little bit later, yeah, they are gonna
Yeah.
be picking it up right now.
And it's like you want specials and a pick, at least one pick. Because like you are not going to brute force that plat any other way at this point.
Just leave it at you're not gonna
This is
brute
really
force plat
bizarre.
on this map.
Smoothie's on the
No,
offensive
like you
end,
just
but
need to brute
yes,
force with
it's
specials is what I'm
like,
trying to
what-
say.
what is going on
Yeah.
here? Finally they get some splats and they play,
It's like, oh, Zipcaster, Ink Strikes, and a Booyah Bomb. It's like, okay. And then you score. Like, it just took so much.
How many specials does it take?
But like the thing, like when you do score, now look, they're reduced to like no map. Like they can't really go anywhere. Obviously, a lot of it is just high ground, but you guys have so much space to just kind of like maneuver and take control when you're in front of the basket. So like when you do get a push off, it has to be like really worth it. Like you have to have to score a lot because there isn't a lot of opportunities for that. You could say.
There really isn't a lot of opportunities to score on this map, but a lot of your pushes are going to be like quick, small pushes. Because at this point, unless you have like a crab or a booyah that you can just pop under basket and hold, they're gonna just play top left, top right, high ground.
Yeah, they're
You're
just gonna
not
play
gonna be able
that
to
and
work them out. So it's just get your clams in fast, unless you have a special. But then because of how hard it is to get in plat on this map, it's really rare that you still have that continuing special by the time you
yeah,
score.
yeah. That's another thing as well. It's just like because you commit so much specials just to, pardon me, just to get in front of the basket in the first place. Like you don't really have anything to continue it. Like you don't have, again, like you said, you don't have a crab just to hold the spinner or just kind of like pressure these top areas.
Yeah.
Like unless you have a lot of clams at the same time, which doesn't happen very often. But again, that continuation special needs to be there. So if you use Zipcaster and Ink Strikes or whatever, like you still need something to hold in front of the basket to give people time to get clams, come back, or just continue to score what they have instead of just running away.
Yeah. That problem can also be solved by just hoping the other team feeds.
I know, because a lot of teams just kind of like panic and they just kind of run right at you, and it's like, why?
Yeah. So sometimes if you just shoot back, you're able to get a good punch, but against better teams, that doesn't happen usually.
Going to make a power clam, but this has been a really long push that Smoothie is just now finally able to capitalize off of.
Yeah, the follow-up just couldn't happen at that point. But you do like staying alive and getting picks as well. And that's the thing, like if you're able to even hold a bit of plat, you still have the spinner as a lot of cover, and you can just get picks anyways. Just to continue to push. That's kind of your continuation if you don't have specials. Like after your push ends, you do get a pick or two. That's kind of like your source of continuation.
Just on their plat there.
Yeah, just because people don't expect that. I say this to teams as well. You're going to hear me say this a lot. Like you don't have to back all the way up when you're the last one. You can play to stall crucial areas in the map. Like Boopy's staying on spinner. Why? Because they need spinner in order to get in front of the basket, in order to score, in order to suppress Limeade pretty much all the way back.
Well, it's also like you have to recognize how hard it is to continue a push on this map.
Oh yeah.
So instead of just committing our bodies for 10, 15 more points, we just backed up and gave up like in front of the immediate basket and just played to have something on their plat still.
Just something. Doesn't have to be absolutely everything.
Yeah. And then Cherry Limeade wasn't expecting that, so by the time they tried to push back in, we were still there. And they just
like they don't expect that. Like they think you're gone. Like they think nope, they're gone, they're done. They're not doing anything else, but it's like lo and behold, here he is. Here's your boy.
Happen, getting only to 68 in that situation. Now a few players are going to go down on Cherry Limeade once again, as Smoothie still applying this pressure, kind of playing the same game they did before.
Yeah, and then that definitely worked in the favor of you guys.
Yeah.
Like you didn't just give us spinner for free, you'd just rather hold it until you're actually able to set up again.
Yeah.
From where they have been in this entire match, and Smoothie is thriving on that situation.
Yeah, it's just been turtling, trying to withstand the onslaught of Smoothie, and now Cherry Limeade.
Again, now instead of holding spinner, just because you did go one down, you decide to hold mid, and then you immediately push pot again. Again, another example, not falling all the way back, you're still holding as much ground as you can, as one person.
Gather all the claims. Smoothie making a really good push and getting the players down at the same time. Pika trying to get a little bit of flank, takes one player down, takes two players down.
Like if you don't have specials, picks are your friend.
Dan's still alive too. Dan is now going to, there's going to be a wipeout, getting all the way to 6. So all these kind of
just
small, really
2 clams, sneak him in. No.
Yeah, real.
Very tough uphill battle for Cherry.
Rush basket constantly.
If they get some splats right here without getting any trades, they can
Don't
come
do
back.
that.
Oh, I don't.
And the thing with Limeade's push, like they don't get any picks on you guys, so they can't really continue as well. It's just because at this point,
we do end up going 2 down, but because Limeade doesn't have, like, really their only special that is able to apply pressure for more than like 4 seconds at a time is Rain.
Yeah.
So they threw Rain down. But then all the stuff, like all the space that they got with Rain is just traded out.
Yeah, just because you're able to trade back with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they just get nothing, because now it's like a 2v3 in front of basket.
Yeah, and then their Rain's gone.
With a crab.
So they aren't able to continue push. So
I was
it's
wondering why they were just
pretty much
kinda
just
running
over
in
from there.
just to force
Mhm.
the basket open. You're down such a huge deficit. Maybe they're thinking they can get just a
There's some
couple
very
of
good
points
kills from
in.
Pika.
But
That was
nice
really
little
clean.
double right there does
Yeah.
open the door for Cherry Lime to at least control mid, and there's still a lot of time left on the clock, Falco.
Yeah, there's a lot of time, and they do have a lot of claims too at this moment.
Let's say,
12
what's
on
kind of like the game plan at this point? Just because they do still control mid. Is it kind of like to
Yeah,
get
specials.
specials, get back?
Wait for Cherry Limeade to do something. Because, like I said earlier, they still only have that one special that's able to like get them into an area.
Hmm. Or like can hold the area for a long
Out of
time.
that area for like a long time. So we pretty much just wait for our own specials, so that way we can either just force them out of mid completely, or we wait for them to try to get onto our plat without specials.
Yeah.
Like in a bad situation, and then we just get that pick and we're able to go into mid from there.
Because at this point, they're kind of like the ones that have to force something. Like you guys don't really have to force anything at this point. Like especially just how late into the game it is. So you're just waiting for that one mistake, obviously, without like falling all the way back.
Yeah.
See him bam to the commit, even though the strikes do trade. But now they don't have much scoring force. That's like another thing as well with clams. Like you don't have like the rate of clams with 2 people as you would with 4.
Yeah.
So
even if you do end up trading,
that's
like,
beneficial. That's still
those
beneficial
people
for you guys.
like if they aren't able to hold under basket, those picks still work out in our favor.
Yeah, because I guess theoretically, you guys are able to regroup quicker than they are.
Just we're closer to our own basket, of course.
And I guess also you can't score clams as fast with 2 people, and those are the 2 big things. Pretty much.
It's going to be an empty push here for Cherry Limeade as they're trying to keep up.
So trading there is beneficial. It's okay to trade, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay to trade. Once a situation like that.
Real. Hold on, control the mid. Now that they got to jump back out, I think we're just going to go back to where this map started off of, which was just a Smoothie party.
And now it's just kind of like pedal to the metal. Just screw this. Kinda.
They're running out of time right now, though. And Smoothie,
as for Haya here, like he's not even doing anything, but like they commit like
4 people looking at him.
4 people looking at him. Like he's not even doing anything. He's just sitting there.
For them, do you want to pop the basket knowing that
that's what you want your skirmisher to do.
Anything to your lead,
yeah.
Knowing you also just give another mercy clam for Cherry Limeade to work with.
Again, trading here is beneficial.
A lot of time is just being bled off the clock. And honestly, does Cherry Limeade even have a power gun? They do. They do have 1 mercy to work with, so we will go to overtime. And they're starting to win some of these fights.
And now they don't have as much to work with. I
I
don't know how Lily doesn't die to that bomb when she's right next to it.
No, it's going to be very difficult for them.
I've been closer to bombs than died, so.
The big thing right here is we just recognize that they kind of like rushed into mid because they had to.
Yeah.
And they didn't have control of it, so Balloon just drops and hits, I think, both people on high ground for like 70 or something. So we all just go.
Oh, that's well, yeah. Let's say they don't get as much map in mid as I feel like they should, just because they don't have as much time.
Yeah.
So you do have all out to work with. Just take some sort of off angle and just kind of like screw them over. Like even if you trade again, we go back to that being beneficial for you guys, but still, that just slows down their push as well because they only have so much time.
I'd also say a big thing is knowing when to push in overtime.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're defending, like, you can still aggro. Like, you can still take space.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you don't get any picks out of that space, it's still time that the enemy team has to commit that they can't toward the objective.
Like, you're just skirmishing, kind of.
Getting that space back, so.
Like, you're just kind of like skirmishing or stalling, kind of, at that point. If you do get
And then in
picked,
this
you do
case,
get
ended up
picked.
getting like 3 of them in the game.
Very
So.
tricky.
Yeah, and 3 of them do go down.
Whoa,
Not
what?
able to, not
Oh.
able to get all of their players in a situation where they were able to score.
Again, those initiatives, those aggro plays, again, taking those off angles and recognizing, hey, they don't have enough map control. Let's just
Yeah.
bully them at this point. Just absolutely shut it down.
Smoothie winning that one. A good fight for Cherry Limeade. But like you said,
And one more limeade came, because you know it. I'd say that was well played, because you guys just kept held, again, that was a more dominant fashion, because you held space for so much longer than they did. Like, you held their ply, were able to get more pushes in that were actually set up. And I'd say, like, the downfall, like, they don't have specials to hold space, like you said. Like, the only thing that does hold space for an adequate amount of time is rain. And, like, that's about it.
Mhm.
Which isn't the greatest, but again, if you don't have anything to hold space for more than 7 seconds, like you guys had double crab and I don't know what else there was, like Zipcaster, like that holds space galore for a whole ass long time, and like if you can use them correctly.
Yeah.
Hi Fala, hello store. Also, props to y'all for being educational instead of just playing the Trizuka challenge. I know, right?
The Zuka challenge was like testing my patience.
Let's say you got like a special charge buff for that, I think.
Oh no, you get Zuka in like 5 seconds. It's
Oh.
insane.
Jesus.
So you just see like quad shot constantly, and I'm just trying to have fun and play Carbon.
The times are kind of bad for me, but it was kind of so, like the timing was so bad. But anyways, I believe this is one more game from the Limeade set. I forget what map mode specifically, but well, we will have a look.
There's Haya going back to that stamper. And Krim coming out with the 96
Oh, this is tower
death
control
go.
haggle.
So we're going to see some Kraken
All right.
shenanigans. I found if you use Kraken across mid right here, the only thing you can really do is dump out to
All
the
right.
sides, and I bet
I think I remember you saying this to me before, Boopy, but you say when you guys are almost set up, you pretty much just have to take control of the sides. Just because so everything else funnels into mid. And if someone does pretty much take the sides, it makes it super obvious. I remember you saying that to me one time, and I think we'll probably see it later
where
on.
the rest of Cherry Lime is going to be setting up. Oh,
That's an early pick, holy.
goes down before the Kraken even
The
comes out.
biggest
yeah,
thing.
taking down Krim there.
Well,
on
I mean, first off, I'd like to point out that they are running 96
Mhm.
instead of Wiper. I think is what they were on before.
I
And
think so,
the
yeah.
biggest difference is, of course, Kraken.
Mhm.
So it's just like, if we're able to control the sides of the map, they have to commit Kraken. They have to commit Cooler or Strikes or Rain just to break through mid.
Yeah, because all of it just funnels, like just where how Haggle works. Pardon me, excluding the sides, like all of it just funnels into mid. Like it starts wide in your base and it just comes down to like a narrow point and then just mirrors itself. So yeah, you pretty much are committing a lot if you do control the sides.
Side, 2 players now going to go down on the side of Cherry Limeade, 1 down on Smoothie. Smoothie going to be taking the tower momentarily just to get the ball rolling, and they really need to stay on this
Or
tower.
again, like if
They
you
have
do
a pretty
have
heavy
control
play
sides, when you are pushing, again, you're just creating a pinch play.
advantage. Approaching
Yeah.
this first checkpoint.
So then
trying to
you can like
keep
pop a
applying
special to
pressure and
brute force
pushing up.
mid,
We're gonna
and
see
they
the
have
miss
to
come
back
out
up
on
if
the
you
side
want
of
to
Cherry
keep on the
Limeade,
sides.
and this
Mhm.
is going to be at
Force
the
them
checkpoint.
to
It's
take a
gonna be hard
disadvantage
for
fight.
Cherry Limeade to find an opportunity to break in, but here comes the Kraken.
Here comes the Kraken.
Getting Balloon now going up to the tower.
I swear, Kraken's like their retake special. I really don't think anything else really is.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like they're just gonna use special like strikes to just spam at tower,
Yeah, that one pick is the only
and like
thing
Kraken's like the only thing that can follow up
because it at least
somewhat
stops the
effectively,
tower from doing
and the other two
more
weapons just don't do
more
much.
damage done. So mission accomplished with that Kraken.
I mean,
and
Try's able to
only a
like
minute has
go
gone by.
win,
Seems
but it
like
has to have something to go with. They can't just like.
Oh, exactly. Like
So though aggro, Because then
It
you
was
still
a
bomb
very
that and
long
it dies.
minute. A lot of fireworks going off there as we see Smoothie trying to survive some of these ink strikes.
And again,
right
now we
Puka
have the special
making
counter
themselves on
special
the right side,
gameplay.
able to win the
The good old-fashioned Splatoon 2 mindset, just special countering special. That Booyah, again, another moment of Booyah stalling
against
space.
Balloon. It's already
Whoops, that's too far back.
This tower's going to be at the
Whoops.
point. It's going to be hard for Cherry Limeade.
Yeah, that one pick is the only thing that you needed if you were Cherry Limeade because it at least stalled the tower.
I think I would say I want to go back to the Booyah point.
Done. So mission accomplished with that Kraken, and only a minute has gone by. It seems like
It's like, yeah, they
this
use
was a
rain.
very long minute. A lot of fireworks going.
They use rain and strikes. And again, like you said, they have to funnel through mid because you have control of the sides. That Booyah just takes away that third option. They can't really do much. Even though they commit 2 specials, you commit 1 and
it's
still
not
have
rain,
everyone
it's
alive.
Right? And at this point, their only play is to go through the sides. And you can see that we ended up having to give up left just because I tried to stay alive with crap.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're gonna play for crap at this point.
So. And that is they get in through the sides.
Oh yeah. And again, that crab does stall out space. Even though Balloon does go down, it does stall out space, and you do have specials.
It was a premature soda. It doesn't count.
Premature soda.
That's going to be a wipeout too for Smoothie. So this is going to be where they want to just take mid, push up. They're going to get Haya in a situation where they're able.
And then again, now, bam, immediately back up in mid, or right up in their face, pretty much.
And trying to extend this lead that they got to early on, 54. We're going to see the Zipcaster come out from Haya, trying to get some picks.
That's how you try to get control of the stronghold. That doesn't work out.
Going to be a pick on Pika, but no, Pika's going to survive there. Pika now going to go down to Boopy on being the crab.
And again, there's that special like getting
That
down.
was just a pretty rough play to watch.
That was rough because it looked. I would think like Trisaucer has a whole lot more range than you would think at this point. That it would get the, like the second hit on you.
There, he gets the kill. His strike can't move.
Oh yeah. Well, again, this is a.
Walk out to try.
And again, this is just another case of hey, using specials just to stall out and make regrouping a lot easier. And if you do get a pick with that special, that just continues your push. So it not only helps you regroup, but also helps continue your push.
And the thing that I like to point out is that Cherry Limeade like commits rain, and rain is pretty much their only way to take space. And they were 2 down, and they're in their spawn now, so the rain gets no value.
Mid and getting some map control.
Yeah, and that's the key for Smoothie right now. Just hold that map control.
Now we get Haya being a ledge demon. Ledge demon part 2. Again, now you want to get that stronghold. That's just what you're doing like the entire time, just getting that Zipcaster up there, or just wanting to position up there. Because again,
trying to control their top right.
Again, now you're taking that side. Again, now we're taking sides in their base. Now they can only go in the middle of their base because that's the only place that's relevant. And it's kind of, I felt like in the past, like you're being Limeade at their own game. Like what they do is that they just funnel people so much with their specials. It just makes picks super easy. Like they make teams group up when they don't necessarily want to
be grouped up.
And then it's just like an easy call out, easy like couple picks to get, and then you're staggered.
I think it also helps that it got to the point we were scrimming Cherry Limeade so much that I had to like basically drag Balloon into scrims. Because he was so over playing Cherry Limeade. Because they are a very annoying team to play, and they are very good at what they do.
Oh yeah, I'll respect it, Limeade, honestly.
Yeah.
As much as we're kind of like shit talking, but kind of not really, but all props to them.
They're like nitpicking what they're doing wrong.
Yes,
like,
that's the right word.
Very, very good team.
That's the right word to say.
Before they can even get the Kraken off. That is a fair trade that's going to work.
Even though it's a trade, that's still beneficial for you guys.
No Kraken.
No, again, no Kraken, no pushing, and then you have the crab just to take more space up, and Balloon's already in their base at this point. Because now they literally have nothing to work with. Unless they like all jump on Balloon, which Booyah helps them stay alive.
Making sure nobody can drop in on that left side as this tower now approaching the 3rd checkpoint, seemingly uncontested.
Well, obviously you don't have as much pressure in this top. So now you take mid, now all they have is this one lane. One small lane. Again, you're just limiting their options. That's just the thing with all these maps in this game, is that you're just limiting everyone's options with space. And it's like this game is all about taking space and how you use it, and how you're able to limit the amount of space your opponents have, because it just makes life so much harder, and it just makes it so much predictable as well as what they're gonna do.
Going to be hopping back. Pika trying to take advantage of the being hidden inside of the strikes, but still alive. So trying to find an opportunity where they can get some picks on the ledge. They are able to get one.
Push still goes again.
Able to just push.
This is another thing you guys do well. Like, I guess kind of similar to the Clams game. Like you back up enough where you're still applying pressure, but then you can just continue your push when you regroup. Because if you think about it,
we just pop strikes and force Cherry Limeade into us, like into our jumps and into the people backing up. So it's just a free kill because they have their own specials to counteract.
Yeah, because they use pretty much all your specials just to get you off tower. If you think
they had to. So
yeah, now they're playing your game. They're not playing their own game.
Up and keep up this pressure. Kraken going to be coming out once again.
Like bam, they can make Kraken strikes and Inkstorm just to get you guys off tower out of like their base, pretty much.
But no, it's not gonna get any picks quite yet. But finally,
I'd like to say a big thing with fighting Kraken is just making them commit their time to killing you.
Oh yeah, like if you can
Which is what Balloon does there perfectly. Like he just, like he's already dead. Like he can back up there because Machine can't move. So he just pops Booyah and stalls out the Kraken for half its runtime.
Oh yeah, and that's something like everyone on the team knows. It's like, oh, Balloon's gonna die. It's whatever. So like you guys are prepared for that, or you guys know how to prepare, know how to deal with it.
Like we're prepared to run at this 96 as soon as Kraken is.
Oh yeah, because they have screw all for map control at this point.
This is all.
And yeah, everyone just runs at the Kraken.
Sometimes you just throw something at the Kraken because your instincts will tell you, oh, this will stop it. No, nothing.
Again, more stalling, just maintaining space to regroup.
Pika at this point, getting a very nice strike off of them as the push continues.
I'd also like to say that crowd players need to be using the map.
Please.
It's so easy. Like it's like Ray in the last game. It's so easy to get lob shot kills if you just know where the enemy is.
Oh yeah, because like
you use them once and like your line of sight, then they go hide behind a wall. And you still see them on the map, so you just sit there and shoot them.
Oh yeah, that's like I don't know why people don't do that as much. I feel like I should do that a lot more because I'm still getting used to using crab a bit more.
Well, a lot of people like realized that they had to with Ray just because of how easy it is to track people if you know where they are, and people just haven't applied that same, like, oh, I control half the map whenever I pop this.
Oh, crab.
So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I get. Oh no, I get that. Yeah.
No, Smoothie can add to their lead right here. It doesn't really matter at this point. The point is they're bleeding a lot of time off of the clock. Cherry Limeade still down 2.5 checkpoints.
Now you're just kind of like strangle holding that right side. And like at this point, you're not committing a lot. Like you're just like making sure you have control of this initial front ramp, just so you have an eye on if they want to flank or if they want a pressure tower or whatever. Or you have space to back up.
Limeade went 2 down, but we still can't like do anything until we control their top lane. So it's just like if Limeade still has Shiny just sitting there spamming mist at top right, there's not much we can do except for commit more specials to force Shiny to either back up or die.
That's just kind of like your win condition, just to get that upper area, pretty much. And that's
like we know not to feed into it, even though we technically have an advantage.
Your comp kind of does do that a lot, just with Stamper Machine, but
going to help them, and it seems to be working in their favor as they continue to have a player.
Oh, the yelling hurts my throat. I took 2 halls before this to commemorate that. Just kidding.
I should have brought some. I needed them after this, bro.
Doing a good job staying alive. Having a little bit of
and again, that was you pretty much let them touch mid once. Besides at the very start of the game, that was it. Like the tower was on their side of the map. You had control of their plat. They were pretty much in your own third, behind their ramp the entire game. Why? Because you're able to stall out again, have that condition. Hey, we gotta control this space first, and that limits how much space they have to work with, get special, that sort of thing. That goes further into detail. And then just kind of like holding forward like after specials, like yeah, they commit a lot, but you can just back up and then just counter with your own. And again, you have more territory than them. That's that whole talk again.
And I'd like to point out that it all stems from just outpainting Cherry Limeade in general.
Oh yeah, because like I think the 96 kind of 96 jet that does not paint, and then your only paint is your splash because your try doesn't really want to a lot besides spam fizzies.
Yeah, so it's just if we're able to keep mid control across all of mid, it's just so much easier to just funnel them. Like it all boils down to how much you're painting, essentially.
Okay.
Over the enemy. And that's what I've been on Smoothie so much for like a long time. And I feel like we finally got to the point where I'm like, okay, I can stop yelling at them about paint. But a big focus for me was just getting us to the point where we could run 2 non-shooters and then still be able to paint more than the other team.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I believe we will do one more game against Sonder, and we will call it there.
As they will be rolling in to the
all the hype. We scroll forward. Oh, I did not edit that part of the video nicely. We're back at Hagglefish, but it's actually zones instead. So, and this is against Sonder. I like the comment again. Controlling the sides, making sure everything just funnels. I like to call Haggle zones just Humpback 2.0. I'll be real.
Oh, except Humpback is in the game now.
I know.
Least favorite map so much.
It's just Humpback 2.0. It's like, oh no, I'm good. It's like rectangular Humpback. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But anyways.
No way. Live map of the LTC hall.
Live map? Oh.
Stamp versus Zipcaster battle. That's really going to make the difference.
Oh, jeez.
Right now, some specials already being thrown. It's going to be very
yeah, it just honestly, it's just going to be a lot of spam just to force through mid. It's so cramped.
A lot of our opening is just based around what High is able to do on the flank, because that's like always our game plan is to just send Haya to one side and hope he gets a kill.
And then just everyone else kind of like desperately holds mid. I don't want to say desperately.
Yeah, hope he gets a kill or hope he stalls for long enough for us to get specials first, and then we get kills with specials because he's sitting there chipping them. So.
Yeah, and they're all kind of like paying attention to him as well, or backing up, because that's just time they're not spending painting, but instead just focusing on him or just backing up or whatever it may be.
It does, and now they're able to finally get the splat with that hammer. And
Hammer definitely did help. That was a good hammer.
Yeah.
Hey man, hammer players, you got that buff where people can't shoot you in the front apparently. So apologies.
No. Before this set started, we lost Umami zones to Cherry Limeade because no one shot the stamp. So I sat there for probably 2 minutes just telling everyone that if you shoot a stamp, it's gonna die before it kills you.
No, that's fair.
Because the special's horrid. So if you just shoot, you're gonna be done.
I apologize for my mouse being on the YouTube like this. YouTube seeker. I take it off there in a second. But now they get set up. But I just want to know how you retake as well, because like Again, super hard, super funneled.
They are burning some ink strikes though along that left side.
Is this another map where you brute force, or is it?
So you have to brute force on this map. So you just see 7 specials go on zone. But the one thing you'll notice about how Sonder plays is that they actually just never pay attention.
Yeah, this is really nice on the
So
side.
Haya was just able to drop bottom left, and then all of a sudden they have 2 sides to worry about instead of just main.
No, that's fair.
Whereas you can see, like, maybe you'll see if it gets on Haya. We just paint everything.
Is it going to be enough to try and contest and cap? This
And here's that 7 specials again. Jesus.
Yeah. And it looks like they will be able to take the lead for this point. So Sonder, if they want to try and come back, they finally have the zone.
And it's like now you hold enough specials where you can just kind of run at them at this point.
A lot of penalty points on both sides.
Sonder
And now
Scrub's people up again.
Yeah, now Scrub's kind of screwed because he has no map on that left side. And I think like Haya and Dan just jump on him.
Yeah, because what's he gonna do? He has no paint.
Or they, like 3 of you jump on Toast. And he, like yeah, like look at this. Oh shoot, wait. Like yeah. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Like what's gonna happen? Like he's not gonna do anything there. Like I know Shy dropped there, but Shy jumped out, and then Toast drops there, or I don't know who was over there. It wasn't Shy, it was someone else. But whoever else dropped there, they jumped out, and then Toast drops down there, he dies. Like that's just a strong thing to do. Like just have map control everywhere. Like they can't enter anywhere unless it's like really obvious, or they want to make it seem very obvious.
I don't know. Maybe they just didn't feel comfortable using them at that right time, or they weren't in the right position. They're still in this game, however, but Smoothie's threatening to get rid of their penalty points as more ink strikes are now starting to land for Sonder. Is it going to be enough? That hammer toss is going to help out a lot.
Yeah, hammer is definitely going to
help. I would say this is just a mad dash for the zone for like 20 seconds. Haya goes down, but he's like back in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what I was talking about. Like, you have control of the sides. Like now he's screwed. You can't back up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you have control mid, but you don't have control of sides.
Down there, and then it's a free 2 kills.
It's a free 2 kills because they can't back up in that because they don't have control. They just have control of zone. Like as much as your focus wants to be zone, and if you do fall to the side, you're pretty much screwed. That was a
really good trade.
A vengeance trade from Henlo.
Yeah. Did find a way to get a trade. I don't know if that's going to affect anything going forward, but at least they got somebody down with them on that little bit of an awkward jump.
Yeah, now you're just able to back up again. Just give so much map control like everywhere. Now this is just a mad dash for zone for like 10 seconds.
And a large part about playing this map is just understanding that you can hold zone with 3 people if it's 4.
I know.
Like, it's insane how much they have to commit and the picks they have to get just to cap. And then I'm pretty sure Haya died 3 times.
In the span of like 20 seconds.
Since they started retaking.
Yeah. And he gets like 3 picks afterwards.
Yeah.
Just because they're so focused on the zone. It's like, oh, he's focused on the zone. That's just your time to commit and get up there. And that's just kind of what works things out. That was a shitty transition to end off on, but I'm still learning how to edit things. Or it was just like a quick edit I did at like 10 p.m. So I was like, oh, you know what? Whatever.
Better than the constant ads.
Honestly, it's better to trim it down to a 20-25 minute VoD instead of
searching through the 10-hour one.
Searching through a 10-hour one for ads. That's for sure. But I think that's about all pretty much wanted to go over. Whether it is live or a VoD. Appreciate your viewership. Thank you for watching. And thank you, Boopy. Again, this is probably the 3rd time I dragged you here to do all this. This was something. I'm glad we were able to get it to work this time.
I just really hope there's no.
I I highly doubt it. If stream sounded okay and no one complained about it, I think it should sound a-okay.
If someone's able to hear us, it's already a step up from the first time, you know?
Oh yeah, that was just the internet being bad. But yeah, so this will be a VOD on YouTube as well. I'll probably trim it down a bit, a few of my hiccups here and there, but it'll be a VOD on Twitch, VOD on YouTube. I'll definitely post links to those later on when I actually have a moment. I guess a few shoutouts to IPL for actually uploading all these things to YouTube. I definitely could not have done this without their resources and just looking at their channel, finding these games and sets, and also just for them hosting this event as well. It's absolutely insane for what they do with so few people. Again, thank you, Boopy, for showing up. I appreciate it. All my nonsense that goes on and all that fun stuff. And I guess some things for myself. Don't forget Medify. I do Medify coaching. It's in chat. I will also try to leave a link to it here and there on Twitter and YouTube. If you just search up custom on Medify, you can find sessions there. And if you use the code Sizzle, that is 15% off. And I believe there's bundles you can get as well, so you get additional like 20%, which is insane.
True.
um,
We'll custom coaching now.
Anything else I want to say? I guess any Twitter, Discord, if you want to reach out and talk to me, Boopy. Discord is definitely going to be linked on Twitch as well as YouTube and should be on my Twitter as well. And I think that's all my spewing. Anything you want to say, Boopy, before we head on out?
If you guys want to find me, you can find me on Twitter at Boobles2. I don't tweet, but you can follow me if you want.
He's insane.
So.
He's insane at the game. And yeah, and with that, we'll catch you all later. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.